Today, I wanted to talk to you about something that comes up a lot in my conversations with other practitioners. And that something is this exploration about how do I know that I am on the right path? How do I know that the direction that I am choosing is the direction that I should be following? And that's something for me that is kind of very fundamental, foundational and fundamental in our work to really understand our own path, to really understand the direction that we want to go into with the work that we do, to really understand what kind of impact we want to make with our in our work with clients, in within our communities, within the world. And it's something that I call embodied wisdom path. It's something that, I've been calling it for quite a long time, quite a few years now. And that comes from this understanding that this path, when you are on the right path, it really feels like it's embodied. It really feels like it comes from deep from within you, from your, not just from your somatic wisdom, but also from your soul, something that really you feel in every cell of the body that this is the right path. And so I wanted to start with just saying a couple of words. Well, how do you know that you are not on your own embodied wisdom path? And there are certain signs and certain ways that you can know that you are not on your own embodied wisdom path. One of them is if everything just feels really hard all the time. And it feels like everything is just reliant on you and the work that you do. When it feels like you are completely alone in everything that you do. And when there is no mirroring on the outside of that it is actually making impact, positive impact in your clients' lives or within your community. And if you are continuously hitting burnout, you continuously are overwhelmed, you have got ongoing health issues that you are not really addressing. So it's different if you're living with chronic conditions and you are taking care of yourself, you are managing it in a certain kind of way that is right for you. That's different than actually, having really pushing, really striving, really forcing everything. And there is no joy. So one of the things that we know when we are connected to our soul, there is this joy, there is this life joy, the appreciation of richness and the mystery of life. And, when we are disconnected from it, everything is a hard work. And when we experience trauma, it's certainly there is a huge impact. And this is why our own healing, our own self-care, our own self-compassion uh, is so important. Um, for us as individuals, but also for us as practitioners holding space for other people, for our clients and other people. So, I'm not saying that when you are following your own embodied wisdom path, there will be just joy and there will be just unicorns and pixies and love and light, and it's going to be really amazing. And, you're going to be guided all the time and there's going to be no hard work and stuff like that, because that's complete BS. It doesn't work like that. There is work involved. Anything that you want to build, there are a couple of energies here. One is the energy of your being and your intention and creating space energetically um, for it to come and happen. And that brings this magic of life and synchronicities and coincidences and being guided. And then there is the other parts that's hard work. You have to do the admin. If you want to create a course, you have to create a course. You actually have to sit down and do it. If you want to write a newsletter, you have to sit down and do it. If you want to create a video, you have to prepare for it, then sit down and do it. If you want to write a blog, you have to sit down and do it. If you want to create a website, yes, you can outsource it, but then, you have to make those decisions. You have to write the copy. There is so much work. It's not like it's going to be, as I said, love and light and everything. The synchronicities will guide you and it will happen magically. It doesn't. For those of us who run businesses, who are self-employed, it's hard work at times. You have to show up. You have to be consistent. You have to do the work. You have to prepare for the work. You have to learn to be able to do the work. You have to do your own healing, all of that kind of stuff that you have to do. But as I said, there are those two different energies and two different things that are so important. There is the being part and the intention and being guided and being connected, answering your soul's calling. And then there is the doing bit of really, working and showing up and building what you want to build and doing the work with your clients as well. And so it's not going to be all love and light, but when you are following your own embodied wisdom path, there is this understanding about choosing to do what you really believe is important, choosing to do something that is a priority for you, that will have a huge impact on your clients, your community, the world, and yourself. It's about choosing to do what feels aligned, what feels like, well, I really believe in this. I really, really believe in this. And I really know in every cell of my body that it's going to make a huge positive impact. There might be this kind of thinking, especially at the beginning, like, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do that. I don't know. And you don't have to know. You don't have to know how it's all going to unfold. You just need to know what's that most important thing for you and that you really believe in it and that's your soul's calling. That's really what feels like the most important and a priority to do. Because this is, you don't need to know how to do it all the steps required. That's going to unfold as you keep taking a step forward. Because this is a road less traveled. This is the road that you have chosen to take. This is the road that you are taking one step at a time. And this is your own road. There might be lots of people around you believing similar things. But they will not be exactly the same. And the path that they choose will not be the same as yours. And that's another thing about following your own embodied wisdom path. It's that sense of real inner leadership, the sense of being inner guided instead of just following other people's advice and following other people's path. This sense of, yes, I'm learning from other people, I'm collaborating with other people, I'm seeing how other people are doing it, and then coming back to yourself and thinking, well, I could try it out, I could see how that works, and actually I can make it my own. I can develop this sense of inner leadership, especially inner feminine leadership, where there is real self-trust and real intuition and real following of inner wisdom, that sense of being inner guided and following that, and really understanding that there are so many different ways that we can show up. There are so many different ways that we can build our business. There are so many different ways that we can do our marketing. There are so many different ways that we can do our work. For example, there are so many different ways that you can work with trauma. There isn't just one way, the right way. That's what gurus say. There's only one way, my way, and you have to follow it. When you follow your inner leadership, you develop that inner leadership that comes from your own inner wisdom, that comes from your soma, psyche, and soul, that is the answer to your soul's calling. Something really magical happens. That's when that energy of synchronicities and coincidences and meeting people that can help you along the way and that can support you in what you are doing. That's where it all happens. That's where there is the richness to life. That's where you create something that is very unique. So one of the things, for example, in the trainings that I do, in both trauma-informed yoga teacher training as well as trauma-informed somatic teacher and coach for women training, one of the things that we do is that one of the final assignment, part of the final assignment is that the practitioners create their own course. And that course comes from integration of who they are, what they already experienced in their life and in their work, what they already trained in, their own understanding and point of view, and the stuff that they learned in the training certifications with us. And for me, this is really important because we all are different. We all have slightly different understanding. We all have different life story. We all had different experiences. When we bring those two together, it really something magical happens. We create something that is so aligned with who we are, how we think, our own point of view, our own story, and what we really believe, that soul calling stuff. And one of the things that is so important for me in supporting and working with other practitioners is that they find their own voice. They find their own embodied wisdom path. They create what's most important for them, for the biggest impact that they want to make within their clients, community, the world, and themselves. That's when it's real connected. That's when on the days where you feel tired, where you feel slightly overwhelmed, where you feel like, I don't know if I can do this. Is it even worth doing? That's what holds us and keeps us on our path, stops us from giving up, and allows us to simply say to ourselves, I just need to rest. I'm just too tired. I need some downtime, or I need to go for a walk, or I need to connect with a loved one or a friend, or I need to just reflect a little bit, or maybe I need to go for a run. I need a little bit of time away from it, so I readjust. A little bit like the snow globe effect, when we are so close and we are shaking the snow globe, you can't see what's in there. Sometimes we have to put it down for it to settle down completely. That's when we can start seeing what's within it. Rather than quitting, we can rest, we can retune, we can reassess and tweak a little bit, and we can keep moving forward when we are ready. So for me, from my own experience and from working with other practitioners, this knowing and being able to check whether I am on my embodied wisdom path is key to really making all the decisions, to really, and also key to being able to go the distance, to create something that is sustainable and thriving and really rewarding and really connected to the most important things for me and making that biggest impact within our communities. And also really including myself. So not just, looking after my community or looking after my clients and forgetting about my health or really not taking any attention, not paying any attention or taking care of my own needs. The two needs to come together. So today I'd like to invite you simply to reflect, to really reflect on whether you are following your own embodied wisdom path, whether you are doing what you love, whether you are developing that sense of inner trust, whether you are giving yourself enough time for your own healing, for your own learning, for your own growth, whether you are developing this sense of inner leadership and especially inner feminine leadership, whether you are allowing yourself to be more of you, be more of you, who you are, how you do things at your own rhythm, at your own pace, in a way that really feels connected to your soul, in a way that really feels right for you and who you are. I'd love to know what you think. Let me know, and I wish you a really good day. Take care for now.